social platforms can seem like a very competitive environment.
Yes.
How have you progressed in your approach to using them or to creating content for them?
All of the social channels have changed so much in the last few years, and it feels like it's a lot of work to keep up with them, and it feels like it's such a competitive environment trying to figure out how to make your company relevant, and like there's so many rules to each one. Just trying to do it correctly and trying to do it. There was a time when I felt like I had to be identical to what everyone else was doing, and that felt like a lot of pressure. And I think in the beginning, especially when I started here, I just kept feeling like I was failing because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I should be doing. I didn't know like what Bill wanted. I didn't know. It took a long time to fine tune and figure out what was us. And I think over time I figured out there's a balance between doing things the way that they're supposed to be done on each platform, but then also making it yours, making it relevant to what C Point is. And I think I figured that out over time based on what felt natural to us as in our company culture, and also kind of in observing what other platforms were doing.
So what do you think is something specifically that's maybe been particularly beneficial for you in figuring out
so
how you wanted to progress?
There's been a lot of learning from other people, both online, social channels, and doing it less of competition and more of like collaboration and like collecting ideas from them. Not stealing ideas, but just looking at something on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook and going, oh, that was a cool idea. Taking that and going, let's do something similar. Let's
make it ours now.
Let's make it ours now.
Yeah.
And not even just with creating what the content is, but how to create it. It took so long for me to figure out like how to refine my skills in photography and in video and in post. And I think in the beginning that was really frustrating because I felt like I wasn't up to par on where I should be. And there was a lot of like feeling like it was a competition and like I wasn't up to a standard and imposter syndrome and all of that. And I think over time, realizing that I didn't need to feel like that, like it was more of just like it's first of all okay to fail, and it's okay to not do things right, and like in the journey it's gonna take time to experiment, figure out what works and what doesn't. It also really helped to collab in person with other people that were good at doing video work, and other photographers and other people that could teach me these skills. And I've had people come to me and like be interested in skills that I could teach them, which I was very humbling because I have not felt qualified to do that. But it made me realize like, no, the environment is not like stealing and competition. There's way more of like what we can learn from each other, and then how to take all of that and how to make it ours. And that has been way easier for me to thrive in.
Yeah, that's great when you can find people who are doing the same thing, but everybody's at a different stage. Everybody's going to be at a different level.
Right.
And so being able to approach that and be like, oh, hey, here's where I'm at. That's where I want to be.
Right.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
And then when other people are asking you for advice now, then you can kind of see, hey, wow, I'm further than I thought I was, or realize that you've made more progress than maybe you feel like you've made too.
And I think there's a lot of benefit in just kind of allowing yourself to be bad at something for a while, or not taking it too seriously to like there's I think getting frustrated in it is what slows you down a lot. It slowed me down a lot.
Yeah. And thinking too, I think sometimes when you see someone who's really good at something, you think there's no way that they would stop and like give me any pointers or share what they know.
Yeah.
But it's so important, I think, to like make that leap and say, reach out to someone that you look up to, like you've done with people that you know who are doing the same things and you like what they're doing. Reaching out and making that connection and being like, hey, what's this camera that you're using? Or what's a tool that you really find invaluable?
Yeah.
And not being afraid to grow.
Right. And I think I'm excited to talk about those things. So I'm happy to share what I know. And I have found that other people are too. These people that are passionate about this stuff, they love talking about it.
Yeah.
So they love sharing, like, this is what I use. This works really well. That people are not like keeping that to themselves. They want to share. They're not gatekeeping what they love and what they want to, use. So I'm not either. And I think both succeeding and failing have both propelled me and motivated me in different ways that like makes me want to be better, makes me want to explore more, makes me want to try new things. So I think that imposter syndrome kind of gets into the back of your head, I think, for anybody a little bit, but
no matter where you're at. I think everybody feels that no matter what level they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to kind of try to put that aside and go, it's part of the process in growth, and to just have that desire to just want to keep going and learning more and getting better, and knowing that you just have to keep getting better. You don't start, you have to crawl before you can walk, and then you can run, kind of thing, and know that you'll get there. That's how I feel like I've gotten there. I know that our social will keep getting better. All of our video work will keep getting better. Our photos will keep getting better. Like everything we do will keep getting better, but it just takes time. It takes experimenting, and I feel like it's definitely gotten there in the years that we've been doing it, and that I've been doing it.
Yeah, I think it's been cool just since I've been here at Sea Point, seeing where you were when I came on a couple years ago, and seeing what you're doing now. Like, it's so clear that your approach is working.
Well, and sometimes people will look back at their old work and be like really ashamed and embarrassed of it. But it's like a carpenter's not going to look back at what they were doing back in woodworking and in high school and be like, oh, look at that piece of crap.
Cringe.
Like, no, it's like, no, you were starting in the beginning back then.
Exactly.
And that's, kind of how I view my early photography, my early videography. Like, I don't look at it in shame and like, ooh, it's so bad. I just go, oh, wow, I've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.